All right, I want to watch this car collection.
You might be wondering what today's video is about. Well, currently, we have a lot of cars. And the thing is, we've been doing YouTube for like 4 years now.
I appreciate you.
And when we started, our car collection wasn't that insane. But now,
thank you for the 6 months.
Our car collection's gotten pretty crazy. Well, judging by the fact that I'm standing on top of the school bus. And
oh my goodness, I'm about to learn manual in a car like this, y'all. Like a little, what's it called? What's them called? Mini Coopers. I'm about to learn in.
And we're drifting smart cars. This is our 2023 car collection video.
Babe rap.
ABS won't let me slide it.
We just like do like a normal intro, like not
this
versus that.
Excuse to slide around the cop car.
You want me to tell them what the video's about today?
Yeah,
I'll look it up after.
All right, so guys, over the years, we've had a lot of cars on the channel. So today's video, we're gonna go through every single car that we still have, we haven't sold, except for ones that it'd kind of be a spoiler. So basically, it'll be a fleet update to you on everything that we're not filming a video with that would spoil that.
That sounds complicated. Guys, here's the deal. Basically, all the cars we got left that run, and that we're not currently working on to make run, we're gonna show you today. And the thing is, we've been doing YouTube for like, what, 4 years?
4 years.
We've been doing YouTube 4 years. And when we started, our car collection was not very impressive.
The last Challenger was made 4 days ago.
We had a 95 Power Stroke and we had a 2012
How do y'all
Ram
feel about
3500.
electric? Electric or gas cars?
We've accumulated all kinds of great cars, like this one. How many do we have here?
A lot. So we got to pick a car to start with. Okay, it's still counting. Never mind.
Gas.
Do we count the school bus as 2
bro.
because it's big?
Sure, why not?
Well, if we count the school bus as 1, we have 29 here. Let's start over here though. Guys, so here's where we're gonna start.
We gotta start with something interesting. We can't start with a smart car.
That's Smarty. That's not a smart car, that's Smarty.
We have like 1,500 horsepower Cummins Mustangs. We're gonna start with like
Guys, here's the thing.
Car.
Here is my most prized possession. This right here is Smarty. 2009 smart car, off-road machine right here. And the thing is,
imagine this shit just flipping on the highway, bro. It's so little.
Weston drives this thing all the freaking time. Like, look at all this crap in here. Is it just a trash can? You use this thing as a trash can. Is it a trash car?
Let me show you
Do
why
a vid where you show your viewers that where your viewers show their closets, you make the best fit for them. Some back to school shit.
I told you that's what you're gonna do. So do you just like accelerate and then just pull the e-brake and it'll slide like that?
No, you accelerate, turn, pull the e-brake down, slide like it. You want to try?
Yeah, I'll try it.
Okay.
Why not? I would actually like not stand where you were standing before because I might hit you.
No, don't worry. We'll be pointing.
How the fuck do they got a school bus?
After you.
Okay.
Good job. Go ahead.
Nah, the only reason he able to drift that bitch like that because they weighing it down.
He thought Smarty was lame. I told him Smarty was awesome.
That shit drifted super easy. Look at this shaving cream out of my penis.
It's big, long, and yellow.
And we bought it at an auction, sight unseen. For what do we pay? Like $2,200 for this thing?
$1,800.
Dude, you know you got a really good vehicle if you justify it by how much you spent.
I don't really remember why I bought it. I had a great idea for it, but I don't really remember what it is anymore. But the thing is, whenever I got it back, I bought it sight unseen on an auction, sent a buddy to go get it all the way up in Wyoming. He drove it all the way home. And the first time I ever seen it, I went and picked up Granger Smith at the local Walmart out of his tour bus.
No Hellcat?
Him and his whole gang piled in this thing.
Or am I just a
off-roading and got it stuck in a
What the
He was worried we
fuck?
wouldn't have enough seat space. I'm like, no, we got all the seats.
Yeah. So if it's 88 people, it's powered by a 3126 Caterpillar. It's like a 330 horsepower Caterpillar. Runs really good, except for the alternator doesn't work and the batteries are bad. This door, I kind of hit it on a creek bank.
It used to work pristine.
It
was
used
perfect.
to work pristine, but
it still works pretty good. We've yet to do the idea of what we bought it for, but if we do,
oh, he has a couple.
we're gonna build into a yeah.
Why haven't we done that?
Because you said it was too hard.
No,
Yeah.
that wouldn't be that hard to do.
Why?
We was well to the top, winch cables up there, put a up there. Okay, told him about the school bus. This is my 1988 Fox Body Mustang GT. And the thing is, you might be wondering, why did I buy this thing? Well, for good reason. It's got a V8 in the front, rear wheel drive, 5-speed manual transmission. It is the makings of a perfect drift car. Have I done anything to make it a drift car yet? Of course not. But one day I will. Because I've been getting into drifting, and drifting is actually really, really fun. And you know what I figured out is I tried to drift this thing a couple times. It currently drifts like a cinder block.
Yo, love you too,
we need angle kit, more horsepower.
Thank you for the 5 gifted, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Different wheels, different tires, and it should be good. Oh, just the workhorse of the fleet that just never gets any love. Guys, this is our 2019 Ford Raptor. And I'll be honest, this truck has had a really, really, really rough life. I bought this thing at El Paso, Texas at an insurance auction because it'd been crashed and wrecked.
There's some behind the scenes on this, but we were looking at this thing online, and Weston's like, I guarantee you the frame is fine. There's no way.
No. The thing is like, I actually underestimated how tough Raptors are. So whenever we bought this thing, the entire front driver's side of this thing was completely crashed back into the cab, and the tire was broke off of it. And I'm like, well, it's probably fine. The frame's probably fine, because I'm like, it probably just broke the control arm and then just ripped the tire off. Anyway, we get there to realize the frame is bent like 9 inches back on the driver's side because the factory Raptor control arms that are the big aluminum ones underneath it are so tough, it didn't do no damage to them. This thing ran into a tree at probably 40 miles an hour, completely ripped off the whole driver's side. Control arm is fine. It's still the same control arm that went through the crash that's on it right now. And then after that, we're like, all right, it's completely fixed.
Y'all ever been in a car accident?
Fantastic.
I hope
what
not.
Should we do with it? We put tracks on.
Crazy question.
Which was the dumbest thing we could have done to keep the truck nice. Then we almost rode it over in the sand dunes. We detracked it a couple times. We've taken it to Moab, taken it down rocks. I've jumped it like 8 times off of a creek bank to try to get a photo. It's been our camera truck. It's kind of just our support vehicle all the way around.
Since the last time they've seen it, though, we've actually done some modifications.
So bro. Drive safe, man.
Bumpers. We put different wheels and tires.
Yo, Sion, my bad.
A really cool chase rack in the back because we were shooting a series with eBay.
Thank you, bro.
And we were using this as a support vehicle.
Forgot about that. We drove this over Imogene Pass in Telluride, Colorado. So this thing went all the way up to 13,000 feet. And it was a support vehicle for a compound turbo 79 Ford Bronco we built for eBay Motors. So should we go from like the most beat and the fleet
should have had that shit. He would have got away.
This is the most pampered vehicle?
No.
It's already, look at it. Like, it looks so pampered.
This is our 2022 Ram 1500 TRX. And the thing is, if you know about TRXs, they have Hellcat motors in them. Well, we got this thing, and then, you know, we were sitting there, we were talking, we're like, what's something cool we could do with it? And we have a twin turbo supercharged Hellcat. And I'm like, I wonder if we can make a kit to twin turbo supercharge the TRX. So I got to talking to my buddy over at Hellion Turbo that owns the company. He's like, dude, bring it to New Mexico, to our warehouse, and we will build a twin turbo kit for the TRX. So this is the first one. This is the one that uses the prototype to build a twin 64mm twin turbo kit that goes into the blower. It makes like 1,000 horsepower to the wheel. It gets after it on pump gas. Oh, you want to tell them about your vehicle? This is yours. I haven't finished it yet, but it's yours.
Well, this here is a GMC Typhoon that we bought out in California. I've always really liked Typhoons. And this one here didn't come with an engine, so I'm like, you know, this would be perfect to put an LS into.
This shit looks insane.
I told Weston about it, and we bought it. And I'm like, hey, let's put an LS in it. Let's put twin turbos in it. I thought when I told him we put twin turbos on it that he put them underneath the hood. I thought you guys were sticking the turbos underneath the hood.
We need some metal for the floorboard, so we cut the holes out of the hood.
I want to learn how to drift cars too, bro.
Well, you can cut holes in the hood.
Yeah, I know. I did for the floorboard. You were specific. Like you said you wanted a twin turbo LS. I gave you twin turbo LS. Problem is you can't park it outside when it rains. You can't drive it when it rains. You can't fit air filters on it.
Like,
but it looks real cool
not just track.
You took and entered into the burnout competition at LS Fest East and caught it on fire. And was like, hey, here's your car back.
It was a little fire. It wasn't a very big fire. That's the advantage. Really, really cool things about Typhoons is these were the fastest from 0 to 60 vehicles in 1992. Trust me, I said the fastest 1992 production vehicle in the video, and everybody got mad. But the thing is really cool about these are all-wheel drive. So this thing is all-wheel drive while also having the potential to make probably 1,500 horsepower.
God
so the ability
damn.
for this thing to go out on a non-prep surface and just absolutely destroy is there. We haven't got all the kinks worked out of it yet because we just built it, and we haven't had time, but it's pretty sweet. And dude, look at this. This thing is so freaking nice too. We don't ever talk about this. We've got leather interior. It has AC that works. It has a full cage in it. This thing ran 9s before Garrett got it. I think we could probably get it run 9s again. I mean, it'll go quick. Oh, guys. What? Look at Miss Thickums here. Oh, she looks so good. All right, guys. You might know what this is, but if you don't, this is a 2016 Dodge Challenger Hellcat. And the thing is, I originally bought this car to be an off-road Hellcat. It was a 6-speed manual, had a Hellcat motor in it, all that awesome stuff. And then Dodge reached out to us to do Roadkill Nights, and they were like, we were gonna send you a Demon motor to put into a 6-speed car, and you gotta get here and you gotta race. And they gave us like a week and a half, 2 weeks to build a car. So we ripped the whole powertrain out of this car and put the powertrain that they sent us in it. So it's got a 2.7 liter blower, it's got a fully built bottom end, it makes like 1,500 horsepower, it's got a face-plated trans. This thing is as far as you can take a street car to make it draggable as possible. The funny thing about it is it's still 4,200 pounds. It's a street car, it has AC, it has leather seats, it has a radio, it has all that stuff. And it won Roadkill Nights 22?
Yeah, last year.
Also, I've never had it on the drag strip. I've never actually taken to the drag strip around the quarter mile.
Yo, all that power is insane,
maybe we'll take
bro.
it.
To this day, we bought bought this from a guy that owned a dispensary, and to this day, it still smells like weed, to the point that we actually called the cops to look around in it and see if there was actually anything still in it.
Guys, now it's time to show you the pride and joy. The thing that the car I love the most out of any car that we've ever done, this is my 1,500 horsepower diesel Mustang I built. And the thing is, from the first time we built it to now, a lot of things have changed with it, because to begin with, it started off with a 300,000 mile 5.9 Cummins that we put too much fuel to, too much turbo.
That's not exactly where it started off. It started off with an EcoBoost.
Yeah, that's true.
It started off with an EcoBoost, and then people were leaving comments on the video saying, hey, you know, it'd be funny if you put a Cummins in that thing. All joke, well, because we've done the Thumbins. And then I'm like, dude, how hard would that be to do? And Wes like, well, let me get a tape measure.
Yeah, I got a tape measure out, and I realized that it doesn't fit. But if you take out the windshield wipers, move forward with the crash bar, and reinforce a bunch of it, you can make a 12-valve Cummins fit into a Mustang. And then since then, we've actually put a 6.1 liter power-driven diesel built stroker motor in this thing with new turbos. It's got a compounds on it. It made like 1,300 horsepower to the wheel, 2,200 foot-pounds of torque to the wheel. But the thing is, that's funny about it is a lot of people actually think, like whenever you think that about this car, you don't actually think it's very nice. But if you actually get here in person and like see it in person, and this is the thing, it was just at SEMA, and everybody, I could see people's reaction to it. It's actually a really, really nice, straight, clean car.
Funniest thing ever, people say it in person's like, wow, it's actually nice.
Yeah, it's like they're surprised.
What's the best brand car to y'all? Ford, Dodge, Tesla. I feel like more people are getting Teslas nowadays. Like younger people too. Brand BMW. Yo, I like the new BMWs too. Like the M4. The body is nice. Body is nice as hell. Toyota, Audi. Yours is nice for looks. Now, if you want like speed out of yours, you ain't gonna get that, but
it's nice. It's like they're like, what? It's nice. I'll be honest, this car's been through a lot. We pulled a boat with it to the lake. We pulled cement trucks. We pulled school buses. I've done burnout upon burnout upon burnout upon burnout with it.
Almost wrecked it at the drag strip.
Oh yeah.
That wasn't a very good deal.
Now, this is the part that's really nice while also being really bad. So the car's on air ride. It has air ride in the front to hold the weight of the Cummins. So it has an air tank back here. Has a nice air dog fuel system and everything like that. And the fuel cell kind of broke off its mount, so it's currently ratchet strapped down.
That's a temporary fix.
It's not temporary anymore. It's been like that for 6 months.
Yours is
problem is with this thing
so
is it builds
slow,
like 150 pounds of boost.
I got the RSQ8 over
and
years.
when it does that, it kept blowing boost tubes off. Well, the
clean.
boost tubes fit so tight to the bumper right here that whenever it would blow it off, it would literally blow the sides of the bumper off. So one time we were racing Cletus McFarland and his Galaxy, and we got to the top end of the track, it blew the boost tube off and blew the whole side of the bumper off.
I think I got a DM on Instagram that somebody picked up the bumper. They got a nice souvenir. They asked if we wanted it back.
It's not faster than the track chill.
You guys
like, relax.
We got like 3 of them laying around. Guys, on down
is
to
not
the next
faster
rip.
than the track hall.
This is our 21 Hellcat Red Eye that Dodge gave us. And the thing is,
well, actually, hold on. They gave
Captain
us
America
this
Bape
part
Rap.
and this part, but
let's be honest, this isn't the original.
This part here, like the whole cab, is not what they gave us.
There's an entire story behind this. So in 21,
they basically stole it.
In 21, Dodge invited us to come out to Roadkill Nights for the first time, and they gave us a 21 Hellcat Red Eye Charger to go race with. And they said, modify it however you want, do whatever you want to it. The only rules is you have to show up in 3 weeks and race on Woodward Avenue. So we built the first iteration of this car, which was a twin-turbo supercharged Hellcat, made like 1,300 horsepower. It was fast as hell.
Okay,
and
now
then
that should look
we did
way
the race.
more clean
We
gray,
ended up bringing like second. We lost Alex Taylor. And once we got home, they said, hey, we need that car back because that car is a space claim car. It has no VIN number. It is a pre-production model crusher. So legally we have to crush it. So like they said, you can take anything you want off the car. You get to have everything you want. The only thing we need back is the cab. So we took every single part off that car. Every single part. We bought a 2016 Dodge Charger and we rebuilt it because I loved it so much I could not let it go. And this is now a 21 Hellcat red body wide eye.
Red body wobble body.
A red eye wide body. Well, yeah, 1,300 horsepower twin turbo Hellcat. Runs great. All right, got away from the Helljet. Now it's time to show you some other rippers too. This is our 1998 Ford Ranger, and the thing is, I bought this thing off Facebook Marketplace, and then I blew the motor up.
Facebook Marketplace for cars.
We put a Texas Speed long block 5.3 in it, one of their brawler series.
You can find some gems, bro.
5.3s.
That's where I found my G.
Put a big turbo off eBay on it. It makes a lot of freaking power. It's really, really fun. We put it in burnout competition after burnout competition after burnout competition. We've done a bunch of burnouts with it around here, and I'll be honest, Texas Speed deserves a trophy for this thing because this engine has been to 300 degrees multiple times.
And we need a new anime for the late nights, bro. Unless y'all want to, unless y'all actually want to watch Vinland Saga again. Oh my goodness. But that shit sound like it's fucking crying, like. Oh my goodness.
As you might notice, I really like the Ford Ranger. Okay, Garrett, you want to explain the next one for us?
So the next one's Randy.
Oh yeah, Randy. So, as you might have noticed on the main channel, we bought this car pretty recently, and I found this thing on Facebook Marketplace, and I went and bought it, and it's a 69 Dodge Charger that has been setting since 1992. And it's got a 318 small block in it. It's completely original. It has factory hubcaps on it, had the factory air cleaner on it, everything that this car came out of the factory with, it had on it to this day. We actually got it running and drove it to right here. The problem is the torsion bar cross member is currently rusted out, so the suspension's kind of messed up on it. It needs brakes, it needs tires, wheels, all that. And I don't know if I'm going to get around to restoring it or not, or what I'm going to do with it yet. I haven't decided.
I'm about to wrap it.
Really cool car, and it deserves to be.
I'm trying to figure out what color I want to wrap it because I want to do all my cars one color except for one.
It's going to take so long. Like if you were to actually do it right, I feel like it would take a year.
Here's the problem.
Get some new wheels for it.
I love mechanic work. I hate body work. I hate metal work. I'm just not good at it. I do not like it. So, and that's the big issue is that's what this car needs. This car needs body work. This car needs metal work. If any of you guys are good at replacing like floor plans and like transmission cross members,
I wish I was good with engines and welding. Yo, that's some manly shit. Shout out to the welders.
I would like to fix this car and make it right. And you guys might be wondering why we keep calling it Randy. The old man we bought it from was a really, really nice guy. And his name was Randy, so she just kind of got the name Randy now. All right, this one right here. Oh God, this one right here is a love.
This one here is the one that launched the channel, pretty much.
Yeah, this one's where we started. So guys, this is our 2010 Ford F350 with a 12-valve Cummins diesel. And since the last time you've seen it, you might have noticed we've changed something about it. You know, she kind of got, well,
I swear I've only driven a big ass truck like this, like probably like
we converted her to a dually. And the thing is, when I bought this truck, I never liked the fact that it was a crew cab long bed single wheel. I just do not like the way that they look. And I'm like, you know what? If I can find a bed that's a dually bed, I'm gonna convert it to a dually. Anyway, I got a Facebook Marketplace and I found a dually bed that's the exact same color as the truck. White with silver on the bottom. Everything.
Some real deal manly shit.
Yeah, anyway. This isn't any regular 2010
Get your hands dirty and shit.
For those of you that don't know, this one has a 12-valve Cummins turbo diesel in it out of a 98 F700 Ford medium-duty pickup truck. We put power-driven diesel injectors in it. It's got a bigger injection pump. We put a bigger turbo on it.
We also got the swap kit from DCS, Diesel Conversion Specialist.
We got the swap kit from Diesel Conversion Specialist all the way back years ago whenever we first built this thing. And you know what? It's actually been really, really reliable. It's like a really reliable truck.
So it was really, really hard with this truck because this is also before we had a lift. We were in the old shop. So this year was a lot harder to build because we didn't have any tools really to do it.
But anyway, it's not that exciting. There's nothing really that exciting about this truck. It don't make 1,000 horsepower.
Hellcat, where?
1,000 horsepower yet. Or, you know,
hey, never getting a fishing vlog, bro. The exposure was so shot. We're going to Gendo this year.
There's a triangle of things you can do. It can be reliable, fast, or cheap. It can only be 2 things on the triangle.
Dude, everything's not cheap now. The Wendy's 4 for $4 is $7.
Now this is taking a stroll down memory lane. This is our first video ever that we ever made. This is a 1995 Ford F-350. F-350 Power Stroke. And the thing is,
my stomach, bro. My stomach is about to be so fucking done.
It was the first video that we ever made, yeah. When we filmed the video on this, you could not talk right the whole time.
And every one of them in the catalog.
After this, we gotta do the triple threat.
I was so nervous whenever we recorded this video that honestly I couldn't talk right. For a long time, it took a lot of time before I could actually speak right while walking. You know, the truck is what me up. I get around the truck, I can't even talk right. For those of you that don't know about this truck, this is kind of like the holy grail of a find for like old Power Strokes. It's an OBS 95 7.3 liter Power Stroke. The thing that's funny about this is I bought this truck at an auction for $1,000. Now this truck's worth probably, back then it was probably worth like $5,500, $6,500.
It was an old county truck, and they had about 20 of these trucks, and 19 of them were all gassers, and this one here was all the way in the back,
I want an S15,
hidden behind a tree. And then we walked back, they were like, dude, this is a 7.3, it's 4-wheel drive, it's crew cab.
Well, we're sitting at the auction bay.
But
and the way they did this auction was there was just a big screen in front of a bunch of chairs. So I'm sitting in the chair, and I know that this truck is a Power Stroke. They put them all in like a 20 lot. So you could go in there and you could bid like $700, and you could buy all 20 of them, just one, or you could just pick out whichever one you wanted, you know, if you got high bid on it.
So we opened them up at $500. Another guy hit it at
for $1,000, bro.
We hit it at $1,000 going once, going twice.
Double R truck. I don't want a Rolls Royce.
So anyway, the guy comes back on the auction. It's like,
Rolls Royces, they don't do nothing to me like.
And I'm like, dude, there's no way that no one's gonna
Stars is cool,
and not been against us. But
it was so funny seeing everybody's reaction when we fired it up and drove it out from the back. And they're like, what? Where was that one? There was a diesel in this thing?
But anyway, really cool truck. And honestly, one day I'm gonna say this, and I'm probably never gonna get around to it because I have so many other projects planned. But I'd like to take and actually fix this truck.
Like, I need to hear some shit. I need that motherfucker.
Now, speaking of trucks to fixing up, this is our first gen.
I need
and this one
that,
we actually
bro.
did fix up a lot.
That shit really ass. You just riding around looking at stars, taking pictures, thought pictures and shit.
This was like the first thing I decided to kind of paint by myself.
I need to hear that motherfucker. It turned out really great. If you look at all of this section, all of this section's great. But up here, I didn't realize, but it had Bondo on the hood, and all the Bondo fell off after I painted it. So I need to repaint the hood. But this truck's actually a really, really nice example of a first gen.
Another thing too is we actually sent
I like his collection, bro.
Power driven diesel in Utah, and they put a new transmission in it, and they also gave it.
Nice.
They doubled the horsepower on it. Is that right?
So yeah, they did an episode where they doubled the horsepower on it. So it made like 140 horsepower.
For some, like I would get a 350Z, and I want to like wide body that motherfucker, dude. If I was to get one,
which for a first gen on a factory V rotary pump, which is what these have, is really, really good. See if it starts. It's so loyal.
But the G is sitting so clean. I swear, bro. That shit's sitting stupid clean. That motherfucker pooing.
The guy's Power driven diesel made this one rip. Do you want to know how you know when a Corvette thinks you're cute? It winks at you.
So it's a different day. We had to go do a top secret project.
That, and also it started raining, so we had to put every car that doesn't have a hood, which is kind of a few of them, back inside the shop. So guys, it's time to finish the tour. This one's in the corner, so I almost forgot about this one. But this
Corvettes
is
cool.
Our Jetstream jet boat that we built. And the thing is, these boats are really, really cool. It's a 12-foot boat with a 340 horsepower supercharged jet ski motor in it. So you can jump logs, you can jump, you know, cars, if cars are in the river. I don't know why a car would be in the river, but if it was, you could jump over it with this thing.
And in typical us fashion, we almost sunk it when we took it on its main voyage.
Well, I think it was being a bit dramatic.
Well, the look on your face made it look like you thought it was going to sink.
Come get us now. We got water in the boat. Water in the boat. Water in the boat. Oh, look at that. Bam. That is
another impermanent fix.
What's impermanent about it?
You put a ratchet strap on it.
We're not going to listen to his negativity right now.
It's not negativity.
It's negativity.
Why do you say I'm going to change that, but then you never change it?
Too, bro.
The most permanent fix is a temporary one that works too well. So, guys, This is a 300 horsepower, it's like 340 horsepower supercharged jet ski motor, 4 cylinders, 1198 cc's, and it's got a blower on the side.
I don't even know what that means.
It took us like a year to build this boat, and we actually have another one we're gonna build it too. But this is a really, really big motor for this thing, so it actually rips and gets down. But the first time we ever took it out, we accidentally hooked the wastegate to the blow-off valve, which made it overboost entirely way too much. And we got it out on the lake and just barely hit the throttle, and the thing leaped up out of the water and took off. So
that's good.
It was really getting down. It was running great, but last time we had it running, it locked up unexpectedly. And we thought the motor blew up. Initially, that is what we thought was wrong with it. But actually what happened is the supercharger locked up. But we put a brand new blower on it, and the thing runs really, really good. And we still got to get it wrapped because it's just bare aluminum right now.
Bro, I'm a pretty good driver.
I want to introduce you to my 1999 Corvette. But the thing is, this isn't no normal Corvette.
As I was, though.
This is an off-road Corvette. And I'll be honest,
all that cutting up shit.
The only reason I have this is I scrolled too far on the internet one night and found this thing on Facebook Marketplace.
For that.
And I'm like, dude, I have to have it. So I actually messaged the guy that had it. It was up by Chicago. Drove all the way up there throughout the night. Got there, bought it. And you know what? It's just been a ride of a car. It's been so fun. But the problem is, it likes to break a lot. We've broken the output shaft on the transmission. We've broken 3 rear differentials in it. It just, like, the problem is 1999 Corvettes. Chevrolet wasn't really thinking that they needed 35-inch tires on it when they did that. So they don't exactly work perfectly well.
Well, the other problem was we put a triple disc clutch. Yeah. We put a triple disc.
We burned up the clutch too. I forgot about that.
Oh,
original clutch burned up in it. So we went ahead and I was telling the guys in the shop, I'm like, hey, just order a clutch for it. Well, they ordered a clutch and they ordered a 2,000 horsepower triple disc racing clutch, which is fantastic. But with 35-inch tires and a 250 horsepower engine, the clutch was just like a light switch, so it was not forgiving at all, and that's what ended up breaking all the parts in the rear end and stuff. So we put a stock clutch back in it. Fingers crossed, we have not broke anything since we put a stock clutch back in it. Dude, you guys are ready to see the absolute monster of an engine that's underneath here. The one that has broken all the differentials. That's right. That is a stock 5.7 liter LS1. Not one damn thing done to it besides a nice cold air intake that can suck water whenever we drive it through a creek.
How the hell do that?
Go pop the hood again and we'll slam the hood. I bet you'll shut. Alright, guys.
This is our Razor that we bought that was wrecked. And now it's a little bit more
sand dunes on y'all last.
Well, it's a lot more wrecked.
This thing, I have to say, absolutely hates cameramen, besides for me. Because every cameraman that's driven it has rolled it within 5 minutes of driving it. Suf, who's holding the camera right now, here, let me see. Suf, tell them about your driving experience with it.
I wrecked it.
How long were you driving for?
About 15 seconds.
Parker, who's editing this video, how long did you drive it for before you wrecked it?
Let me really paint the picture for you, right? Imagine you're a brand new 2020 Razor Pro, right? And then somebody wrecks you in Nebraska and you get sold in an insurance auction. You're like, oh, somebody's gonna fix me up, make me nice. Well, that is not what happened because I bought it. It proceeded to get rolled over on top of a mountain. It's been rolled over 3 times in the last 2 weeks, actually. This just happened the other day. It was my buddy's birthday, and he's like, I'm gonna send it. And he went out there and sent it so hard that this is the windshield that got knocked out the front. And this side of it got knocked off. And it ended up bending the cage and a bunch of other stuff. So, guys, this is my 2020 Polaris Razor Pro XP that has been wrecked, no exaggeration, probably 7 times.
Okay, so up next we have Weston's second favorite car, the Subaru. We bought this thing, as you can tell, a lot of stuff we buy at an insurance auction. It was kind of f***ed up, and it's just gotten more f***ed up since we've gotten it.
I bought this because I really wanted to get into rally racing, right? And I bought it from an insurance auction. It's a little tore up because it was stolen out of Minnesota. And after that, we took it rally racing. I've ripped it around the field a few times. We just kind of drive it sparingly. And I got a full lift kit and some different tires and wheels and a handbrake and some stuff to make it really a rally racing machine, but I haven't got any of that stuff put on yet. So,
dude, we're going to have to stop flexing on everybody with our fantastic built cars.
I will also tell you something. I lost the key to this thing like 6 months ago, so I had to get it hauled to the Subaru dealership in Wichita and have a new key made for it. And when it got there, they're like, called the cops on me because they thought it was stolen. And I'm like, guys, it was stolen, but I promise I wasn't the one to steal it. I bought it after it was stolen. And they're like, that's not any better. I'm like, no, I bought it from an insurance auction after it was recovered from being stolen. I promise it's not stolen now.
You might notice on the hood that it's a little f***ed up. Weston took off and the hood kind of...
Yo, he actually got skin here.
We know this one, don't we?
No.
We know this one quite well. Guys, this is my 1953 Army Jeep. And the thing is, I bought this in the middle of the Rocky Mountains because I wanted to try to drive it all the way to Moab, Utah, go off-roading, and then drive it all the way back to Kansas. And here's what I'm going to tell you about it, right? It absolutely sucks. It is awful. It is an awful thing to drive. And the thing is, I really, really want to like military vehicles. I do. And every time I get one, they just suck. That's
oh my God, that shit looks
performance
ass.
looked like in 1953.
So how much horsepower is this supposed to come with?
20, I think.
20? No, seriously.
Yeah. 20.
That's such a non-impressive number.
The thing is, it runs really, really well. For a 1953 Jeep, it was remarkably reliable. And we put a new radiator in it and never overheated again. And up until the point where we slammed the transmission on a rock in Moab and locked the transmission up, it was perfect. So this has been the recent military purchase we bought. And this one's kind of a blast from the past. This is our 2010 military Humvee, 6.2 liter V8 diesel with approximately 25 horsepower.
AKA Humpty Dumpty.
Now the thing that's wild about this is we bought this thing in Yermo, California, and we drove it all the way back to Kansas. This thing only had like 900 miles on it when we got it. It was like brand new. It was like a brand new Humvee. So mechanically, it was perfect. Mechanically, we never had an issue with it. The engine ran perfect, the transmission worked perfect, but it's awful to drive.
I might sign myself up for the Army.
This is your driver's seat. And if you only had to drive it for like 30 minutes, it'd be fun. It'd be really, really fun. But if you have to drive it for 14 hours, not so much fun anymore. Oh yeah, so we were sleeping on top of a mountain in Colorado, and I was really worried about bears for some reason. I looked like a big voluptuous snack to a bear, you know, and I was worried that the bear might be like, oh, I'm gonna eat that guy. So I'm like, I wonder if I could lock the doors. And the thing is, I can lock the doors from the outside. I could literally lock someone into this and they cannot get out because there's the locks right there. There's no way to unlock it on the inside. I don't know what we're gonna do with it. I had the idea to put like a holders in it because I thought that'd be cool, or maybe push it off a cliff. Now, do we talk about the Freedom Hauler trailer?
Yeah, Weston's best purchase of the year.
Dude, this right here, I actually love.
I'll be honest with you, I was actually skeptical of this thing for a while, but then after we started using it, I fell in love. I actually like the elephant hauler.
As a joke, Will and Todd from Power Driven Diesel's like, dude, you ought to buy a race car hauler. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, we have a race car hauler. It'll haul 2 full-size trucks. You ought to buy it. So we did exactly that, and we bought the trailer. And the thing that's cool about it is it's a 48-foot Kentucky drop deck trailer. It's like an old moving trailer or something. Now the thing is, guys, you might be wondering, normally you're supposed to have a truck that's hooked to the front of this thing. And I do have a 1998 Peterbilt that I rebuilt years ago on the channel. And you guys have always kind of been wondering where it went because nobody's seen it in the last couple years. Well, my buddy Tim Gentry from Gentry & Sons YouTube channel is currently building it into being kind of a...
Bro, he has everything.
Kind of started off like we'd repaint it, and then next thing we know, it's turned into a full-blown show truck.
What's up, guys? So, in true Weston Champlin fashion, things have escalated crazy here. I mean, they have definitely escalated. So if you guys have seen when we were back into the shop, this is Blueberry. This is the blue Peterbilt that Weston rebuilt on his channel, what, 5 years ago? So we've had this thing here. We brought it in, do a couple little upgrades to it, make it pretty.
Bar incoming.
It turned into a full-blown frame-off restoration. We are building one of the baddest Peterbilts to ever hit.
I got $100 for any hate watcher in here that'll get in my Discord and talk to me face to face. On God, like start your new year off good. Put some money in your pocket. Real shit. Taraz, I'll break your little white ass up, Taraz. Word two.
Road. Come here.
On your soul.
As you can tell, it's a little bit longer than it was before. So right here we have a 300-inch wheelbase, factory double frame rail.
Start your new off right, man. New year off right. Get some money, bro.
In 14. This thing's gonna make the same power.
You aren't worth the words.
Back it up. We got all new wires, new hoses.
I know that's right. Set your bitch ass in the bed and watch. Play sad, nigga.
Sleeper doors in the sleeper. We've got a new hood.
Bro, I'm gonna get my CDL, bro. Stop playing with me. You can't talk about me bad. I'm getting my CDL.
One of the baddest Peterbilts to ever hit the road. So if you want to see this thing transform, we're finally in the stage of putting this thing back together.
Yo, post a Discord link and then and pin it.
Grateful for Weston giving us the opportunity to build this truck and make it into something amazing, and see what we can do. Let's get back to work.
All right, you want to tell them about this thing?
No, this seems like your pride and joy. I'll let you tell them about it.
All right, guys, this is my 1991 Ford Ranger monster truck. Now, the thing is, this is also a result of scrolling too far on Facebook Marketplace, and I found this thing in South Carolina. I ended up buying it from an old man out there. And the thing is, to this day, he still gets mad whenever I call him an old man on YouTube, and he texts me. He's like, I ain't old. You keep calling me old, I'm gonna come out there and whoop your ass. And the thing is, he built it, and then it kind of got to the point he had a knee replacement or something, and he couldn't actually get in to drive it. So I bought it. It's got 49-inch mud tires on it, 1-ton axles, 460 big block. It's got an automatic trans, radiators in the back. It's got stacks. It's a really, really, really cool little mud truck kind of thing. We've taken it through a couple ponds. We've taken it to mudding a couple times, and for a while it wouldn't run very good because it had a shit carburetor on it. But we put a Holley Sniper EFI system on it, so it's fuel injected now, and it runs way better, way better. It runs really, really good. Dun, 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 dun.
Really,
Hello,
really
Maggie.
good.
This one here surprisingly did not come from Facebook Marketplace.
Oh my goodness.
This came from an auction, sight unseen.
A trash
which is way
truck?
better.
Last year we decided we needed a dump truck for a project that we're building, which has still not been seen on the channel, but this here's our Mack dump truck. I don't know anything about it, but besides the fact that I looked at an auction, I'm like, damn, that seems cheap, and I need a dump truck.
Well, here's the thing, right? We got on there, and I'm like, dude, that's cheap. Why don't we just take the shot at it? So I bought this thing sight unseen out of Dallas, Texas. It's a Mack CH613. It's got a 21-foot dump bed on the back. It's got 40,000-pound rears. It's got good rubber, and it's got like a 350 horsepower diesel in it. It's ugly as hell. I'll be honest, it's ugly. The cab's kind of rusty, and the hood's kind of different colored, and the bumper's messed up, and the steps almost ripped off. But thing runs perfect.
And we call her because she's got a white nose.
Yeah, I don't think we can call her that. Yeah, we'll just call her Dumpy.
Yeah, Dumpy's a good
because
name.
she looks a little dumpy, and she a dump truck. Speaking of dumpy vehicles, we're moving on to the dumpiest vehicle in the entire collection. The dumpiest vehicle in the fleet.
Chris, if you was banning in Discord, 9 times out of 10 you was beating your shit in the VC. I don't know how that shit be going though.
Show car.
And we're back to Facebook Marketplace purchases again.
So, I found this thing on Facebook Marketplace.
I don't have no authority.
No surprise there.
No surprise.
It did not drive here, if you could guess, you know.
Yeah, it didn't drive here, and it didn't drive when I bought it.
What am I looking at?
Honestly, I've owned it for like 2 or 3 years, and I've only driven it maybe a quarter of a mile because it doesn't.
An entire episode trying to make it run, and it ran for like a minute of that episode and then blew up.
So here's the thing, right? Not one person that's ever worked on this until we bought it was ever sober when they worked on it. This thing is the most janky vehicle I've ever seen built.
Dude, honestly, we should get this thing fixed up just enough to like make some money during prom season as like a limo service.
So you mean rebuild the entire car?
Old school Impala,
and then maybe make $200.
Like $1,500 in it. I bet you get like a couple $100 to take somebody to prom in it.
Also, you guys are gonna have to sign a waiver because when the steering comes apart and we all crash.
The thing is, he's pretending right now he wants to get rid of it, but deep down in his soul, he loves it.
No, I don't.
Yes, he does. I know.
I love every other car here, not this one.
What?
Where the hell did we get a dog? I'm sorry.
Well, it's got a name.
It does have. Oh my God, it's muddy. Guys, thank you for watching the 2023 car tour.
I like the collection.
And you know what? We've probably forgotten a couple cars, but that's okay. They probably didn't run anyway.
Hopefully in 24 we have double the cars.
Hell yeah. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We've been dropping a lot of pretty cool content on this channel, and I really, really enjoy it, and I really enjoy how much you guys enjoy it, so that's a lot of enjoyment.
We're doing a lot of enjoying right now.
That's a lot of enjoying, and there's a lot of enjoyment happening, so make sure you guys subscribe, like, comment, subscribe.
I don't know why I did.
Are you looking for a corgi?
Good vid, bro.